DIY tile coming up. So when we bought this house 14 years ago, we had carpet in 5 areas throughout the house and tile in the main like walkways and stuff like that. I really liked how it was set up, but having cats and dogs, that promptly got ruined. So we got the front door over here, tile went around the back there, came down this way, and down the hallway towards the bedrooms. The kitchen was also tile all the way through there. I guess this would be the dining room and that's the kitchen, but you get the idea. So this was one of the 5 areas that had carpet. The cats ruined it and you could never get that smell out of it. Plus it was getting really dingy. And instead of just replacing it with carpet, we decided to tile it and just get a rug because rugs are cheaper and easier to replace. I went with a border around the edge to separate it, and then I went with a pattern going at a 45-degree angle in here, and pretty happy with the way it turned out. And I did do that myself. I didn't do a video on it. I apologize, didn't really think about it, I guess, but yeah, I did do this one myself. So there are 4 bedrooms back here. This first one on the left, this one's my office, and this was the first bedroom I replaced with tile. Again, giving it a little bit of a border to give some separation, and I didn't do any fancy pattern here. I just went this way with the tile. All right, sorry it took so long to get to it, but this is the room that we're actually going to be tiling. The carpet has been ruined in here by the cats. So this room is used for a spare bedroom and my girlfriend's office. So we don't have an issue going ahead and tiling it. I think it's going to be better, and since the carpet stinks and it just needs to be replaced, we're just going to tile it. So now that I got all the carpet and padding up, as well as the tack boards around the edges, I got to prep the concrete for the tile. So I'm just using a regular scraper to scrape up the glue from the padding, paint, and whatever this black stuff is. It could have been from some vinyl flooring or something like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm trying to get as much of it up as I can. And when you're mixing the thin set, definitely use a mixer like this, because mixing it by hand, you'll probably never get all the chunks out. So I have gotten a little bit more than half of the room tiled. My GoPro died, so I didn't get any of that. I'm gonna try and finish the tile today and grout tomorrow. So I am definitely not the fastest at tiling. It takes me a little while, but that is okay because they are very secure and I don't end up with hollow spots. So I try and get a uniform layer down and then use one of these guys that has the teeth so you can get an equal amount under each tile. And then place the tile. You kind of want to collapse the ridges and wiggle it in place. Do the best you can to get them even with each other. Then we got these spacers. These particular spacers give a 1/8 inch grout line. And then what I do is I come in and I scrape kind of at an angle and get some of the excess thin set, because when I don't do that, it pushes up in between the gaps, and then I gotta take a knife and scrape the thin set out from in between the tiles. So it's just faster for me to do this. It's faster, it's easier, and less headache. And when you measure to cut a piece of tile, be sure to take 1/8 of an inch off from both sides because of the grout lines. So my gap is 2 3/4 of an inch. So I cut a 2 1/2 inch piece of tile. All right, so we got the floor completely tiled. We're getting ready to grout. I got to pull up the clips in here, but before I did that, I wanted to show you what they look like when you use them. So we get them to get a nice space between the tiles. You can get them in different thicknesses. This is a 1/8 inch grout line. So you can use them just a space like that, or you can flip them over and use them to space a joint, a 3-way joint. If you are going to do a pattern that would have like a 4-way cross, these probably wouldn't be the best to use for that. But the pattern that I use, these work great. I only use one bag and I just move them because usually I tile in sections. And I've used these to tile several rooms at this point. But now we got to get to grouting. All right, there it is. It's completely tiled. We got it grouted. There's still quite a bit of an echo in here because there's nothing in here to absorb the echo. I don't know if you saw a few weeks ago, this is the door that we replaced. And now that it's tiled, it won't be dragging on anything. It was dragging on the carpet, but that's because I knew I was gonna tile it. I still have a few finishing touches, like I gotta reattach the rail for the closet for the sliding doors. But the tile job itself is done. This is the third area in our home that I've done. There's still 2 bedrooms left with carpet. We have the tile for the master bedroom. I haven't started to even tackle that one yet. At this point, I have done a few DIY tile projects. This is not the easiest DIY project that I've undertaken. It is a decent amount of work, but you can save quite a bit of money by doing it yourself. As far as difficulty, I wouldn't say that it's that difficult, it's just a lot of work. But if you found this video helpful in tackling your DIY tile project, go ahead and give this video a like. And for more various DIY projects, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, we will catch you on the next one. See ya.